About 10 years ago, we decided we needed to be really intentional with our team culture. Things were just not going the way we would like them to go. We didn't feel like kids were having fun. We didn't feel like they were really enjoying being Lakeliners. We had a lot of people not returning, and we weren't getting very positive reviews of the team in general. That summer, we were at camp, and Karen and I went to a class that Cindy Clough taught at Just for Kicks camp called Whale Done. And it was about trainers at SeaWorld training whales with positive reinforcement, ignoring negative behavior and only reinforcing the positive behavior. The three things that we were going to focus on for that season was positivity, really connecting with the dancers and creating relationships between us and them, and then having fun. And those were going to be the three things that we focused on that year, because that's where we felt like we needed to turn around our culture.
I am so fortunate when I look back on the women that I had coach me and that I got to learn from, Swig and Amber, like two just icons in Minnesota lore. And so I think that did really set me up for success. Like that team atmosphere that you get in high school dance team really did help with that transition. I was so fortunate to be able to spend my first couple of years as an assistant with Amber. She is the one that really, her and then Sam Owens, my boss, who's the head coach for the Spirit Squads at Minnesota, they are the ones that really had this vision and created this sort of initial legacy. That culture was already there. And so when I came in as a freshman on the team, we were defending 3 years in a row, won our fourth championship in a row that freshman year. And so that culture existed. And then when I started coaching as an assistant, I got to really see like the other side of building that culture and maintaining that culture. And I think what became really prevalent and obvious to me is that culture is not like a one-time thing. Like you have to work at it.
So for being such a large school, it didn't feel like that when you came in. So there were talented kids, there were kids who bought into this culture of being already proud of this brand new school. It was just kind of finding our legacy and what were we going to be all about. That was still new when I got here, but people were ready to latch on to whatever it is that we decided that was going to be. So it was fun to step into a program that was still in a newer stage because we got to create what this program was all about.
The things that are important to the dancers now are very different than what was important to us when I was on the team. Like we have had to pivot how we approach like coaching styles. We talk about constantly putting in the work and like we own it, we defend it, and we continue to build it. But it's also about like continuing to do the little things right, because those little things add up to build big things. Like culture is not just like one big moment for a team, it's lots of little moments.
We've used visualization for many years. At our North Invite, one day we were in the locker room and I think Kayla decided we were gonna do it in the shower. And there was something about the acoustics and like how the music sounded, and it was so loud, and the team fit in there just perfectly, all like holding hands in a circle, and the lights were low, it was dark, and it just creates a really cool connection between the team. And we termed it as we're gonna shower, and it just stuck that way.
Yeah, there's definitely like that circle up moment before they perform. I think that's really just about like getting everyone in the same, like, it's that opportunity to kind of look each other in the eyes and know like you've got this, build that trust, and kind of just like drown out that noise. And then they, pride it out. We do 4 prides. So pride for yourself, pride for your team, pride for your school, and pride for the legacy. And then we also say one love. And that's really, about that team before self mentality.
We create a schedule at every competition. Everything is very laid out. We're going to stretch for 30 minutes. Then you're going to put on your costume, put on your lipstick. This is your last bathroom break. Then we're going to, shower. Then we're gonna go out in the hallway and we're gonna do some of our warm-up stuff. The kids learn it as they kind of go through the season, but it is the same every single time we take the floor. They know exactly what to expect from that day. And hopefully us coaches have done our job and we've timed out that performance time just right, where we get to keep all of our things we do, because it is important for them taking the floor, that it's all the same. Our intention is that they will literally do what we've practiced for. We don't expect them to do more out there. We practice everything from the walk-on till the moment they walk off the gym floor. Their performance, their faces, their chin. I mean, everything from the tippy top of their head to their tippy toe is practiced in practice. We practice if a mistake happens, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna react? We have to do everything we can leading up to the performance. And through the performance and control what we can control. So a lot of those traditions that we do before taking the floor is our way of controlling what we can control.
We talk a lot about focusing on what we can control. So the things we control are, how do we perform? How do we react in the moment if something doesn't go right? Like we talked about, no performance is ever going to be perfect. We know what we sign up for. We work all season for one weekend. Perfection is never the goal. It's always about growth. And part of our practice philosophy is being comfortable with failure and mistakes so you can learn how to respond in the moment so that isn't something that derails you on the competition floor. I don't think we've ever had a national championship performance that has been without an error. Some errors bigger than others, but it's never perfect. So I think we just talk about controlling the controllables, and it's really about that feeling before you walked on the floor of how prepared you felt, that feeling when you were on the floor, how connected you felt with your team, and then that feeling when you walk off the floor of knowing you did everything you could and you put your best foot out there.
Other coaches will ask what we do at Lakeville North or how we do things, and I'm completely open to sharing with them how we handle situations or how we coach for our team. I do believe that there is no secret. I don't think that we have a secret sauce that makes us the Lakeliners. I think that a lot of the things that we do, most of the teams in the state of Minnesota are also doing. I think part of it is your coaching staff. How are they implementing it? How is it looking to the kids? I could tell you exactly what I'm doing in every practice or exactly how I am being intentional with our culture, but every coach is going to take that differently, and it's going to look different in their program. That's why I don't think there's any secrets.
I think a piece of it is how the coaches model that. Eastview has an amazing dance program and has for a super long time. And we're both really good friends with Jenny Raiche, who was the coach, and now with the new coaches there as well. And we want to compete as hard as we can against them. But we do not ever treat them as enemy. Never. And we've done community things with different schools, brought in speakers, to help them learn together. And the kids see the coaches modeling that, and they understand that too. So you can compete hard against somebody, but they're not your enemy. And if they're better than you, then you better work hard and get better. It's not about, don't blame them, it's you. Right. You're the one who's got to get better. And I think that's the culture. The goal should be everybody on the team should work to improve everybody on the team. It's not a solo endeavor. It's if you're having trouble with turns, here's two other people that can work with you to help you to bring you to that next level. If your kicks are suffering, here's what we can do to help you. So it's a different mentality than I'm the best quarterback or I'm the best, I don't know other terms, but you know what I mean? I'm not a sports person, but I think that's what's different.
And I feel like,
camaraderie.
Not to toot our own horns, but from way back, I feel like we gave back. I feel like we didn't keep anything just to ourselves and not share it with new coaches. I know what it was like to be a new coach, and you need the other people. Mm-hmm. And so we've tried hard to mentor other people, and I still mentor other people. Mm-hmm. I mentor people that are like up against us, and not every coach is that way. In our state, but many are. And I think it's partly because it's been modeled for years, mm-hmm. and it's caught on this is how we do it, and it's a great thing. I feel.
As a sport, I think a lot of coaches build off of each other, but I will say in Minnesota, because I've spoken at many different conferences and done workshops with different teams around the country, done choreography for different teams and things like that, we do definitely have something special in Minnesota. I think that does have to do from our Strong Coaches Association in Minnesota, and for people who started those things like Cindy Clough and Leslie Swiggum. Like, they created the model of you can be the most fierce competitors, but these are the people who understand what you're doing and what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. So those are also people that you need to have as your colleagues and your confidants. And I will say, in 20 years of coaching, the people who have become my closest colleagues and coaching friends are usually the people I'm most competitive with, because they know what I'm going through and we're all doing the same thing. And for 3 minutes a week, you're on a different page and you wanna win and you wanna be better than them. But every other moment, those are your people. And that was something, those relationships are something I really fostered, and I really put a lot of time into, knowing that was going to be something that I needed. But it's also such a good model for our kids to see that as well. Like, here are these people that we're fiercely competitive with, but we have so much respect for them because of what they're doing. I think that helped really bridge relationships between our athletes as well.
It truly takes a village, right? It's choreographers, it's the parents, it's our alumni, it's the coaches within our Spirit Squad program, it's Coach Owens, it's our athletic trainers, it's our strength coaches, it's the team. And I am a small piece of that puzzle that helps get them to their end goal. And it still is crazy to me when we have events and we have 300 kids sign up to come and dance with us, and kids that travel from all over the country, kids that travel from other countries to come and work with us. It still doesn't really feel real, because again, there's part of me that's just that kid that loves to dance, and I'm doing this because I love dance, and I didn't do anything. I never played soccer, I never played t-ball, that I never wanted to. All I wanted to do was dance. And so, here I am at 36, still getting to be involved in that and still getting to play a role in so many people's dance careers. It's just weird it's weird when people say what an impact this team has had, because it's the dancers, you know what I mean? I'm like, I always laugh when at events, kids always want to take a picture with me, and I'm like, no, you want to take a picture with the dancers. You don't need a picture with me. We joke about it, because I'm like, okay, sure, but why me? I still feel that way. So it's still kind of crazy to me that I get that I got to be a part of it, that I still am a part of it, and that we still have a lot of legacy left to write. That's just kind of crazy to think. Looking back as a 16-year-old, when I, made the decision, this is where I'm going, this is the only option, to now, many, many years later, 20 years later, still being here. It's just, sometimes it doesn't feel real.